So I want to talk about critical illness insurance. I'm a licensed financial security advisor, and my name is Yebisi Legunshare. Okay, so for critical illness insurance, the way I like to explain it is the fact that, see, not everybody is going to like this discussion, but this discussion is actually for some people. So I don't want to leave this information untold because some people actually need this information. So the way I like to explain, excuse me, critical illness is some people literally know that their parents, when they were alive, their parents had a form of critical illness. They had heart attack, they had stroke, they had major organ transplant, and most likely they have issues related to that. So if you're in that category, this information is very, very important to you. So if you know your parent, your biological parent, or your sister or your sibling had a form of critical illness, for example, heart attack, stroke, multiple sclerosis, major organ transplant, stuff like that are considered critical illness. So my advice to you is critical illness insurance is a prayer point. You can say, I rebuke, I cannot be sick. But the reality is, when you have this type of critical illness insurance and you do not use it, the amount of money that you paid for the critical illness insurance can be returned back to you. It can be refunded back to you when you're alive, or it can be refunded back to your family should in case you did not use the policy when you're alive and you passed away without claiming it, right? So whatever amount you paid into the policy, you can actually get it back. So critical illness insurance offers that. But let me do the math. Whoever is critically ill currently in intensive care unit, that person still has bills to pay. That person has rent to pay. That person might have mortgage to pay. That person has electricity, Wi-Fi, so many bills to pay. So what critical illness does is that you do not spend your savings and investment during that challenging period. You only need to send in your doctor's report because you have a critical illness insurance. You send the doctor's report and you get your benefits. So as you can see on my screen now, I'm showing an example of a $50,000 critical illness insurance. If you were to be 35-year-old female, your critical illness insurance is $50,000. If you were to do a 10-year policy, that is from age 35 to age 45, you only need to pay $22.55. During that 10 years, God forbid, if any critical illness was to happen, you just need to submit your doctor's report to get that tax-free $50,000. Let's do the math. $22.55 every single month for the next 10 years. When I did the math, it gave me $2,706. So you would have paid $2,706 over a 10-year period. Excuse me. But during that period, should in case life happens and you were to be diagnosed with the critical illness condition, you would send in your doctor's report and get $50,000 paid to you tax free. So that $50,000, you use it to pay your normal day-to-day expenses. No questions asked, you can use the money for anything. Now there is critical illness CI of 20-year period. If that is the option you choose, for example, you're a 35-year-old female, the amount of money that you pay is just $29.43 for the next 20 years. So from age 35 to age 55, you just pay $29.43 every single month. You can do the annual payment, but let us do the math. $29.43 every single month, that is $29.43 times 12 months times 20 years. That means during that 20 years, you would have paid $7,063.20. But if the person in this scenario was to be diagnosed with a critical illness, they just need to submit the doctor's report to get the tax-free $50,000. That is it. That is literally it. So tell me, over 20 years you paid in 7,000, and God forbid there's a critical illness, you get $50,000. And the sweet part is, just like you buy something at Costco, you didn't use it, like it is intact, and eventually you want to return it, you can actually get back your money. So if you paid for critical illness insurance and you did not use it, God bless you with perfect health. If He answered your prayers, even though your parents had a form of critical illness, you did not actually get it. You can get a refund of your premium. It could be paid out to your beneficiaries. Some companies offer you the option to receive your premium back when you are alive, but this is specific for critical illness insurance. So the third option here says critical illness to age 65. Right. Now, let me explain this again. Critical illness insurance provides a tax-free benefit paid out to you should, God forbid, you had the covered critical illness condition, which varies from heart attack, stroke, multiple sclerosis, cancer, major organ transplant. Right. You just need to submit the doctor's report to get that tax-free benefit. But if you don't have it, right, for someone in intensive care unit that has a critical illness, yes, God answers prayer. That person is going to get well. But it is literally very obvious. Someone that is critically ill for 3 months, 6 months, that person still has bills to pay. So if they don't have this type of income protection plan, they literally have to spend their savings and investment. So what would you choose? Would you rather choose to pay $40 every single month for the next 30 years? That is from the 35 to 65, for example, the example we have here, and that that means, excuse me, in 30 years you would have paid $14,403.60. If critical illness happens, you submit the doctor's report, you get the $50,000 life insurance. And if God blesses you, you don't have any form of critical illness, you can get a refund of your $14,403 paid back to you tax free. So we call it a refund of premium. So critical illness insurance policies offer you refund of premium. Right. So let me know, do you have any question regarding the critical illness insurance? Reach out to me and I can help you set it up. Right. I pray that God blesses us with good health and we don't have any option, we don't have any reason to use our critical illness insurance. But guess what? It is on the rise. For example, the last time I did a little bit of research about the prevalence of critical illness in Canada, Statistics Canada said 1 in 2 Canadians would have cancer during their lifetime. That rate is high. So please add to your prayer points. May God bless us with good health uh, in Jesus' name. But guess what? God said He will provide for us, and at the same time, we still have to work. So while we are praying that we do not have critical illness, whoever has critical illness and is praying, God answers that prayer. But during that period, that challenging time, the person will still needs money. So that is what critical illness insurance does. Critical illness insurance will not replace God in your life. It's not possible. Nobody can replace God. In fact, God is sovereign. But you need money even during those challenging times. And this is what critical illness insurance is going to do. I wish you all a wonderful day. Reach out to set up a critical illness insurance. My name again is Yemisi Legushe, and I'm a licensed financial security advisor, and I educate Canadians about income protection plan, retirement, and investment. Thank you for having me, and have a wonderful day.